So if we could talk about the future of education, if you had $20,000 to give to a school district, how would you want it to be spent?
That's not very much.
When you break it down per student, that's, I don't know, an extra cookie?
Our goal for, outfitting them all with books and Stanley's like 50,000. So anyway, it's not that much, but.
I personally would use it for hands-on materials. When I was teaching, we one of the things we did for science is that we had these science kits that would come, and we would, they built a little room that would run off of electricity, and they were able to see the circuits and the wires. And so you got all these really great learning experiences, but you can't necessarily do that for everything that's taught. I think you just learn best by doing. They can build and they can learn. And I mean, we built soil tables where we built a bucket and we poured water and saw how it eroded all the soil, and all these different experiences. And a lot of our kids today don't necessarily get experiences where they've been to the beach to see how the sand erodes, or they've been maybe even to the mountains or to the plains, or they just haven't seen, so many kids haven't seen so much. So giving them the hands-on experience provides them with opportunities to see that in the classroom.
It's really tricky. I mean, technology is a beautiful thing. But if you have a classroom full of iPads or a classroom full of laptops and you don't have the teachers with the knowledge of how all of this technology works, the materials are useless. So in addition to providing the technology for the students, provide the teachers with the training so they have the knowledge and the tools to be able to show the students, because there's so much out there that they can learn. And like you said, if you have manipulatives, that's great. A lot of times we're not going to be able to get that, but once we open up that technology door, we can bring all of that, at least through sights and sounds. We may not get the tactile results, but we'll be able to at least pull that in for more students.
So we'll put my money and your money together.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
And then it's all covered.
And I've got something to add to that. So let's build this utopian world, right?
We're going to have the best school ever.
It's going to be the best school ever. So we're going to have your hands-on stuff. We're going to have your technology. And with that technology, we're going to take my $20,000 and connect it together so that we can get experts in different kinds of fields into the classroom through the technology. So like they may Skype in, and then the kids would do the experiments on your thing. That the experts, like the NASA, people from the space station, like talking to them directly as they're in their classroom to help them through an experiment.
I don't know what the exact implementation would be, but I worry about kids that are behind. And so something, just with my son being in special ed, I worry about everybody having a level playing field. So whether they're in special ed or they're just struggling in the regular classroom, some kind of, I don't even know if tutoring is the right word, but, just special intervention to really help those that are struggling.
Because we're talking about technology, what role do you see technology playing in the classroom of the future?
Well, just as an example, remote learning, where we can pull knowledge from other places, other countries even.
But what I think is coming next is really virtual reality kind of things. And I believe that virtual reality is going to become something that we have to teach our kids. So I don't know if you've seen the printers that print 3D printers.
Yes.
So I mean, can you see a school that's full of these 3D printers where kids can come up with their own ideas and then just make them on the spot? When I was a kid, we would watch science fiction, and science fiction would say, do you remember how it was like you could just say what you wanted and it would come out of the machine? Like I want a hot dog, and it would just make itself and then come out. Those are the printers that we have today. We thought that was ludicrous that would ever happen. But guess what? It's happening right now.
Yes, and it's Siri on our phones, which is, put an appointment on my calendar, get me directions to call someone for me. It's that. You give an instruction without actually having to physically do it. The kinds of things our children will experience haven't even been invented yet. What will that look like? And it will be our children who are creating it.
But even now in the classroom, I'll try not to talk about this getting all weepy, but just the difference that the technology has made in the lives of these students with special needs, just how far my son has come. But there's a little girl in his classroom, and I'm going to try to not talk about this getting weepy, but the technology, she was nonverbal, and with these teachers and this technology, she can sign now.
Well, that's
And so
amazing.
it's just incredible, and it's just the things that technology will continue to bring, and let these kids do that, that have these challenges. It's gonna enrich our economy, but it just down to the individual, is gonna open so many doors that were closed before. So it's just amazing.